The Iran-Israel war has finally spilled over, and now America's gas pumps are paying the price. Supply lines from the Gulf are choking, crude prices are exploding, and U.S. gas stations could run dry in just days. Chaos is already unfolding at the pumps, and former President Trump, sources say he's panicking behind closed doors.
President Trump spending hours in the Situation Room with his national security team Friday as Israel and Iran launched additional missiles at one another. It's inevitable the U.S. will feel an economic impact from this conflict.
It's causing the cost of oil to skyrocket. Analysts say that U.S. gas prices are likely to climb higher, and that could start as soon as this week.
This isn't just a foreign conflict anymore. It's an American crisis in full swing. How did we get here? Who's pulling the strings? And how bad will it get? Welcome to the gas panic of 2025.
Unreal, isn't this disgusting? Why doesn't anybody contact the president? Why is he letting this happen to us?
And I'm out of gas.
Gas stations on the brink. The American nightmare begins. Lines wrapped around the block. Tanker trucks nowhere in sight. Gas station managers closing shop at noon because the pumps are bone dry. This isn't a dystopian movie. This is America in 2025. The Israel-Iran war triggered a chain reaction that has slammed the global oil arteries. And guess what? The United States was caught flat-footed. Iran, facing airstrikes and economic aggression, responded not with desperation, but with precision. Within days, they disrupted shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical oil choke point. Nearly 30% of global crude passes through those waters, and now nothing's coming out. While Iran used tactical restraint, warning oil tankers in advance and focusing on deterrence, Washington spiraled. Trump, who clawed his way back into relevance by blustering about energy independence, is now scrambling behind closed doors. His so-called America First policies gutted international oil diplomacy and made the country dangerously reliant on a fragile shale system that was never built for shocks like this. Refineries across Texas and Louisiana are starved of supply. Panic buying has begun. Truckers can't get diesel. Flights are delayed. And the cherry on top? Trump's blaming Middle Eastern aggression without acknowledging his reckless military support for Israel that triggered the crisis in the first place. Iran's message is clear: destabilize us, and you destabilize the global economy. America's gas crisis is self-inflicted, and Trump lit the match. Iran's strategy: sanctions-proof and smarter than ever. Here's what they won't say on Fox News. Iran has been playing 5D chess while Washington's stuck on checkers. After decades of brutal sanctions, regime change propaganda, and targeted assassinations, Tehran didn't just survive, it adapted. The Iranian economy has become one of the most sanctions resilient in modern history. When the war with Israel erupted in early 2025, the Western world expected Iran to fold. But instead of falling apart, Iran weaponized its geography and resilience. Its Revolutionary Guard Navy didn't attack civilians or random tankers. They blockaded selectively, stalling traffic to the west while letting China and Russia continue energy imports via stealth routes. While Trump's base chanted, "Drill, baby, drill," Iran built underground refineries, strengthened energy ties with the global south, and mastered asymmetrical tactics that don't require a single shot to cause economic earthquakes. And here's the kicker. Oil prices surged not because Iran bombed facilities, but because Iran merely hinted it could. That's how powerful its position is now. Meanwhile, Trump's administration is bumbling between threatening retaliation and begging the Saudis to up their output. The same Saudis Trump alienated in 2020 when he gloated about America no longer needing their dirty oil. Iran didn't panic, it pivoted. Trump didn't strategize, he sabotaged. Tehran outmaneuvered Washington again, showing that power today isn't about brute force. It's about leverage, patience, and knowing your opponent's weaknesses. And Trump's weakness? Underestimating the very nations he vilifies on Twitter.
And I'm very honored to be doing this. The countries went to beautiful clean coal, and they've stayed there for many years, like China.
Trump's energy independence lie gets exposed. Remember Trump's 2016 promise? We will be energy independent. and I mean truly independent. Well, guess what? That lie just exploded like a barrel of crude in a Houston refinery. The 2025 oil crunch proves America never was energy independent. What Trump never told voters was that shale oil, his golden goose, is expensive, short-lived, and fragile under pressure. By ignoring renewables, dismantling international energy cooperation, and cutting clean tech subsidies, he doubled down on fossil fuels in a volatile world. And now, that world just turned on him. As Iranian drones patrol shipping lanes and tankers reroute through the Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks and billions in costs, U.S. energy giants are screaming for federal bailouts. Meanwhile, low-income Americans in the Midwest and South are watching gas hit $10 a gallon. Commuters can't afford to get to work. Groceries cost more because transport costs exploded. And Trump's response? Blame the media. Blame Iran. Blame everyone except the guy who torched every bridge of diplomacy and laughed while doing it. Iran's patience in the face of provocation is paying off. They've proven that America's real weakness is its leadership, not its enemies. Trump turned oil into a political weapon, not an economic tool. His short-term thinking created long-term vulnerabilities. And now, his energy independence myth has Americans standing in 1970s-style gas lines while Tehran watches, calm and calculating, from across the Persian Gulf. The tables have turned, and Trump's illusions are burning brighter than a Kuwaiti oil fire.
Well, Israel has struck Iranian oil storage facilities and parts of Iran's biggest natural gas field as well this weekend. But that's not having an impact on the price of oil.
Global backlash, local consequences. Trump is cornered. Across the globe, even traditional U.S. allies are privately saying it. Trump caused this. European leaders are furious at the unilateral escalation in the Middle East. Global oil markets were already jittery from climate disasters and OPEC tensions. Then came Trump's full-throated support for Israel's strikes inside Iranian borders, a move even the Pentagon reportedly warned against. The war didn't have to happen. It was a choice, a reckless, headline-hunting choice. And now, the ripple effects are hitting home. In Chicago, emergency services are rationing fuel. In Phoenix, summer blackouts are back because gas-powered plants can't get fuel deliveries. In rural Alabama, farmers are dumping milk because distribution costs have tripled. While Iranian infrastructure stays largely intact, thanks to hardened defenses and strategic alliances, American livelihoods are collapsing under the weight of a man who thought diplomacy was weakness and insults were strategy. Meanwhile, the Iranian leadership is fielding calls from South Africa, Brazil, even France, countries who once distanced themselves from Tehran but are now quietly asking how to navigate the new multipolar order. Trump, on the other hand, is cornered. His threats of retaliation sound empty. His sanctions toolbox is exhausted. And Wall Street, his old cheering squad, is turning against him as energy stocks tank and inflation skyrockets. Iran didn't need to win a war, they just needed to let Trump destroy himself. And now, as America gasps for fuel, the world watches in stunned silence. This isn't just an oil crisis, it's Trump's geopolitical reckoning, served cold from the Persian Gulf. What started as missiles flying over the Middle East is now ripping through your wallet at home. As gas prices soar past historic levels and stations begin shuttering, America stares down an energy nightmare, one sparked oceans away. Trump's meltdown is just the tip of the iceberg. Is this a temporary disruption or the collapse of global oil stability as we know it? Don't count on mainstream media to warn you. Subscribe now, stay updated, and sound off in the comments. How long would you last without gas? This is just beginning.